All right, hey y'all. I know I've been going for like a long time, but basically I just been like focusing on me and just working on me, self-reflecting and stuff. And to be honest, I'm just have to keep it real. I did not want to make a video. I did not want to make a video at all. And cuz to be honest, this is not my thing. This is not me, to sit in front of the camera and talk. I don't see how people do it. But I just came from outside. But lately, a lot of weird shit has been going on. And the neighborhood been stalking me lately. And I know it's a process, that, it's just life. I mean, it's something that you gotta get used to. But it's not the staring that bothers me. I don't care about that, you know. It's just the point that when people get too comfortable. Like I feel like when people come around me, they just get too comfortable and they just start doing the most, and it just gets me pissed off. And lately, I have been saying before the year 2024 came in, I was like, you know what, ignore these people. Don't let these people get under your skin. Because basically, once they see that you're vulnerable, that's when they gonna make their behavior even, more worse than what it was before, and they just gonna keep on, provoking you nonstop. But at this point, I feel like it doesn't matter whether I respond. It don't matter whether I don't respond. If I ignore, I can keep on ignoring until the freaking sky turn red, blue, purple, orange. They still gonna keep provoking me, and it's never gonna stop. But lately, I got the tea for y'all. Cause lately, what has been happening? Too much been happening to the point that I had to write. You know, wait, hold up. I had to write some stuff down lately. Cause it was just too much going on, and a lot of scary stuff. Basically, yeah, that just made me feel uncomfortable. And I feel like without this page or whatever, I couldn't be able to express myself. I feel like when I come on here, I get to express myself, and I just feel like I'm just having a therapy session with myself, and I just feel like I could just let all my problems go on here. Put it onto a video to the point where the next day I don't even have to think about it because it's in here. But today I went to the store, right? And I just had a feeling like, I don't know if it was anxiety, I don't know what it was, but I just did not feel right. Like, I was just on the verge of crying, and it's just not normally me. Like, to the point where like I'm walking outside and I'm just staring at the ground while I'm walking. That's not normally me. I mean, I used to be like that back in middle school or whatever, where I used to, walk and, just stare at the floor because I was just so sad, because a lot of bullying and stuff. And I just feel like I'm back to that situation again. Like, I don't know what these people want from me. Like, have you ever felt like that? Like, you don't know what these people want from you? Like, sometimes you think it's money, sometimes you think it's sex, sometimes you. But it's really not, because when you really try to be an empathic person and try to go with the flow and be like, okay, maybe this person wants to be my friend, maybe this person wants this, maybe this person wants that. And sometimes, you gotta go out there and test the waters, with different situations and people to see what their true, pure intentions are, and then come to later find out that they never really had good intentions, that they never really liked you, that all your life they was envious of you. Because you see, jealousy is one thing. People could be jealous of you because maybe the things that you have, or based on what you look like, or it could be anything, or it don't even have to be about looks. Like, it could be because you have a funny character, personality. Maybe you're a very talented person, but then when it comes to envious people that's envious of you, they basically knew you for like a long time, for many years, and they've been watching you lately, and they jealousy turn into envy. But so it's so crazy because these people, I don't know what they want from me. um I'm just gonna have to be honest. Like, they have so much hatred. At this point, it's not even jealousy. Like, it's beyond jealousy. Like, they have so much hatred towards me that it's to the point that, you know, me going outside to buy a damn apple, it just affects them so much. Like, they literally get angry and they be like, oh my gosh, like, she's buying an apple. Like, let's just make her life a living hell. Like, it's like no matter if I turn left, if I turn right, if I go front, if I go back, if I go up, down, these people is just always having a problem. And I'm really trying my best not to get, emotional about it. I'm trying to think of like the good side of it. Like, like, maybe this is happening to me because maybe I'm just being tested by God, because maybe something big is going to happen, or something big going to come into my life, and this is what I probably have to get used to. I don't know, but only time would tell and time would show. But um but y'all not here for all of that. So basically, right, I forgot the day because I could have sworn I wrote this down in a notepad or whatever. Yeah, it's not here. But I remember everything in my mind. So I remember I was walking to the supermarket, right? And I had like this hairstyle, like one like braided hair, and then like like this side wasn't braided, but it was like nicely like slicked back into like a back ponytail with like one braid on the side. Like, it looked really nice. And I put on my new jeans that I bought. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just feeling myself. Like, I'm just feeling myself. Like, I'm looking good. You know what I'm saying? I'm smelling good. You know what I'm saying? And I goes inside of the supermarket, and I'm buying food or whatever. And I noticed these two men, they was like following me. One had short dreads, and it had like blonde in it or whatever. And there was another guy, he was the one with the dreads was light skinned. And the other guy that was following me, he was short, dark skinned with like a black do rag and like a coat on. So once I go online, right, and I'm waiting or whatever, oh gosh, that tastes so good. So I go online and I'm waiting, right? So this other third guy, whatever, he was like very tall, slim, light skinned. You could tell that he was like in his 50s or whatever. And he was like, oh, you want to go in front of me? So I was like, no. I was like, you could just like go whatever, because you was there first. It is not fair for me to like skip you, honestly. So he gets mad at me and skips me. So I paid that note myself. So okay, clearly, people was just testing me. You know what I'm saying? So these two guys that was following me, right, the light skinned one with the dreads, with the black and blonde dreads, and the dark skinned short one with the black do rag, right? It was only two aisles with the light bulbs that was open, and all the rest of the aisles was like shut off. Like, nobody was over there. Not even the employees. Not even a mouse. Okay, was over there on this side. It was just two aisles open up right in the middle. I noticed that he was standing right there, and he just kept staring at me. And I turned my head the other way, and I'm just like, who he's staring at? Like you got something to say? Like, what's the problem? You know. So I didn't say anything. So next thing you know, he comes very close to me or whatever, and now I'm starting to get annoyed. And the light skinned one with the black and blonde dreads that was also following me. Tell me why he had a picture on his phone of a gallon of Domino sugar, the one that come in like the yellow and white, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And he had the picture on his phone. No, I'm gonna show it to y'all. And I'm gonna show you exactly. Okay, so this is the picture on his phone. And he's looking at the sugar or whatever. And it's the sugar, the Domino sugar, which is this that he had on his phone, the picture, right? Was on the shelf, standing right in front of him, right? The whole time he could have just said, okay, the picture on my phone, the sugar's right here in front of my face, pick it up, scan it, pay for it, walk out, boom. He didn't want that. He's just like standing there, just staring at me, and he circles around the aisle 10 times watching me. So at this point, my nerves is getting the best of me. Like, I can't control it anymore. Like, I'm stomping my feet and I'm just getting mad. And then next thing you know, I start cursing him out and him out. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. I said, I could clearly see that you have a picture of a gallon of sugar, Domino sugar on your phone. And it's standing right there on the shelf right in front of your face. And you mean to tell me that you're not going to pick it up and you just standing right there staring in front of my face the whole time. And you're going to circle around the aisle 10 motherfucking times. And then you're just like staring at me. And then you don't want the do-rag or whatever. I started cursing him out. And I was like, yo, stop following me. Because you've been waiting for me to come to like the register. And you've been waiting to get close to me. So he turns around and he looks at me. He says, oh, who you talking to? I'm like, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Like, it looks like I'm not talking to nobody else. So, like, next thing you know, like, I'm yelling at the two guys or whatever, and the security guard comes. So, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm crying. Like, I'm basically having a mental breakdown. And this is what I'm telling y'all. If you're like a targeted individual, a chosen one or whatever, and you're being gang stalked or whatever, people is going to keep provoking you nonstop. And they waiting for you to break down. They waiting for you to fold. They waiting for you to give them that reaction that they want. So that they can prove to people around them that whatever they said about you was true. And next minute you know, these I was so shocked because I didn't even know that they was that jealous of me. It was like these female employees or whatever, all of them was just like laughing at me. And I started cursing them out, and I was like, yo, like whoever like laughing back there, like I would go back there and like fuck y'all up or whatever. And they just like continuous laughing. And I mean, it was cool. Like, I don't care because I've been laughed at my whole life, so I'm used to being laughed at, and it's just nothing to me. So basically, I'm sitting here yelling and I'm screaming, crying or whatever. Like, I have real tears coming down my eyes, and this guy sees me having a mental breakdown, and he looked like he was like 57 years old. And he walks up, he sees me yelling, screaming, and crying, having a full mental breakdown, walks up to me and says, oh, are you online? And started laughing in front of my face. Like, he just started laughing. He asked me if I was online just so he wouldn't be online, just so that he could walk past me and start pointing fingers at me and laughing. So next minute, I said, who the fuck you laughing at? So I remember I had like a white crayon strawberry juice or whatever, and I opened it up and the security guard like tried to stop me, and I managed to open it up and I threw it on him. I threw like the whole juice on him, and it splattered like all over the back of his head, like dripping all the way down to like his black leather jacket. And I took like the can, I had like a coconut water can, and I picked it up and I threw it and it hit the back of his head. and then he tried to like pick up something. He tried to like throw it at me or whatever, but I didn't really care because it's like I was just too upset. And lucky, like it was a security guard that was like holding me back. Like he really cared for me. Like he wasn't making fun of me. Like basically he put me into another aisle to try to de-escalate the situation. And he was like telling me like, like how he knows how I feel, life is hard and stuff like that. And I gave him a hug, blah blah blah. And you know as soon as I got out there or whatever, and I haven't came outside in like 3 days or whatever. Okay, so fast forward. So y'all, I had to write this down because it was a lot. So basically, on December 6th of 23, right? I was going to like Rockaway Parkway or whatever, and I had to like buy like a new pillow. That juice is so good. So I had to buy like a pillow and stuff that I needed. And am I the only one that realized that the older I get, I love stuff that I need and I don't like stuff that I want? Like, I feel like the older I get, the stuff that I need, I love it so much. Like, it's like a Christmas gift every single day, you know? Um, but this was on December 6th of 23. And I went to the 99 cent store, I bought the pillow, whatever. So I went across the street to like the Chinese store, right? Because I always get the 4 chicken wings, the French fries with the ketchup and barbecue sauce. Um, so that's why I ordered, regular degular, and so I'm staying here waiting for my order, right? And as I'm waiting for my order, I see this lady, right? She looked like she could be about 36 years old, short, dark skin with a black coat on. She wasn't even thinking about coming inside the Chinese store. She walks in front of the Chinese store window, turns around, looks at me, and then she started laughing and then made a U-turn and walked back to where she came from. So I was like, that was weird. And next thing you know, I paid for my food and I left. Now, I'm walking from the Chinese restaurant, right? And I'm basically going home, where I need to be. And I see this tall guy look like he could be about, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it real, like he could be 30 years old. And like, I'm tired of like these men that's like way older than me, like trying to talk to me. Like, stop talking to me, bro. Like, I would prefer a guy that's in his 20s, like me, to talk to me, because like, I'm really tired of like the. It's creeping me out, like, to be honest. And, I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. Like, because I already had experience with that, with a guy that was in his 30s or whatever, and it was not good. They act immature the same way how young men in their 20s act, but they want to sit there talking about how they mature. But anyways, so he's like very tall. Like, I thought I was tall. He was like taller than me, and he got like a Nike Tech sweatsuit on, whatever. So he, with like a bag, with like a man bag, whatever, and he stops me and he's like, "Why are you walking this way?" I'm like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "I'm walking this way because I have legs. Like, I'm free. Like, I get to walk any which way I want to. Like, what you mean?" Like, so I told him, I was like, "You basically stopping me. So I mean, you basically want to say something to me. So what's up?" So he was like, wait, I don't remember. Yeah, it's right here, guys. It's right here. Yeah, um so basically I was said, because that's what legs are for. It's not like I'm handicapped. I could walk whichever way I want to. And he responded and said, "Why you have to be so rude for?" And I responded back and said, "Because I don't know you and you just randomly walked up to me telling me why I'm walking this way. You must be in my face for something. Like, what do you want?" Now, as I'm saying this to him, I've noticed a guy. Yeah, so this part. So I noticed a guy from the corner of like my peripheral, like from my eye, whatever. Like, this is me. I'm standing right here, and this is him standing right here in front of like rainbows or whatever. So I see from like the corner of my eye, like my peripheral, right, of this guy. I've noticed from the corner of my eye, he's dark skinned. He looked at Caribbean, like he could be Haitian or whatever, and he looked like he's about like 40 years old, and he was looking at me very strange, and y'all, he was looking at me very angry, like I must have. I don't know what I did to this guy, but he, as soon as he saw me talking to this guy I was talking to, I didn't even know him neither. Like the guy from my peripheral, like he just got so angry at me for no reason, and I don't know what it was. I was just so baffled. So, he was like very angry. So, like I said something to the guy I was talking to, and whatever, and the guy I seen from my peripheral, like he was so angry at me as if, he didn't want me talking to him. You know what I'm saying? Or as if he didn't want me to speak to another human being, which was strange to me because I'm an adult also and I can speak to who I want to. And why does everything I do just affects people so much? And next thing and it how now the guy that approached me, right, and I'm talking to him, he tried to grab me by my arm, but he was like, "Oh," he said, "Let's go this way so I could follow you home." And so like we could hang out, whatever. So I pulled away from him, like before he could grab my arm, and I said no, like I would take myself home. And he responded and said, "What you doing later? Are you going home now?" And I said, "No, no, I'm not." I said, "No, not really, because I'm going to like my cousin's house, which I lied or whatever." Which was like a full lie, but I was just protecting myself as we were conversing. And I also noticed that an employee that works in Rainbows was pretending like she was checking out the clothes for different sizes, like like pretending. And she was like too close to the window watching me like a hawk, like eavesdropping in my conversation, eavesdropping in my conversation, eavesdropping in my conversation, listening to what I was saying as if there's an investigation that I had against me from the FBI. And so I said to him, I said, "Give me your phone number," and he said no. And how he doesn't want to give me his phone number, how he preferred for him to give me his Facebook. So I was like, okay, whatever, but my phone don't work, and I can't really give it to you. And he was like, just like write it down. Like, do we gotta walk to the corner store so I could write it down on like a piece of paper or whatever? And now he's saying how his phone don't work or whatever. So I was like, no, or whatever. I was like, let me just check my phone because, even though I said that my phone was dead, my phone probably still, isn't dead. It's just that it's not fully charged and the battery is just like really, really low. And next minute, he's just like, um, he spelled his Facebook or whatever to me, and